Hey, how are you doing? I feel like I haven't seen everybody in a long time. Yes, I'm outside in the heat, about 80 degrees already, about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm standing inside of the museum because I have visitors going to be coming next week, and so I really got to get myself together, and I have a lot of work that I have been stalling out because it has been too hot. So that's part of why I'm making a video, and partially because I want to give you guys a tour, especially for those that aren't ever going to be able to come out and visit me. So hi, my name is Stacy. We are in Arizona. We are next to the Superstition Mountain. I'm right next to the Superstition Mountain Range, and I am in Gold Canyon. Hot, you guys. So if you're hoping on coming on out and hiking, you're like, it's October. Well, fall didn't really happen for us just yet. Not even close. We are still seeing the triple digits where we are over 100 degrees daily and cooling off into the 80s. So it's still really hot, and it's the kind of heat that zaps you, and the sun's kind of glaring at you and more than likely going to give you a headache, if not something worse. So I'm really not recommending you guys come out right now. Watch the weather. The weather is important when you come out to visit me in the desert. So look at other videos that I've made about that for sure. I am your fairy desert godmother going, it's too hot out here, don't come. So scroll over to some of those videos. Okay, so my name is Stacy. Been out here in Gold Canyon for about 8 years or so. And in the course of being out here, I was finding a lot of really cool things, cool bones, and decided I needed to do something with it to where I could get all this cool stuff that I was finding and creating and get it out to the world, whoever needed to see it, as a nonprofit, and just make it happen. So this morning I wanted to show you, yes, it's morning for me, that's where I got my coffee. Don't know where you're at, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever, wherever you're at or wherever you're watching this. Wanted to show you around just a little bit, like I said, for those that aren't ever gonna be able to come out. If you need more of a private tour, definitely give me a message or put it in the comments or however, get a hold of me. And we can make that happen for you. If you're not, Stacy, I'm never gonna be able to come out, but I probably can walk around with a camera and do it for you. But for this one this morning, I wanted to kind of give you a basic idea, especially for my teachers out there that are still trying to plan their schedules, principals that I know of, homeschooling, all that kind of stuff. They're trying to plan their schedules right now. In October is a lot of time where you're looking, going, okay, how can I fill this? What's going on with the kids? What can we do? The Desert Nature Alliance, that's what we do. However, this is not open for the general population. What this was created for was a place for me to store all the things that I use when we take them out to the different events that we go to, where we're seeing thousands of people. When we go to STEM events at the colleges and the different places that we are now getting invited to, nature centers for the cities and different things, we take some very impressive things with us out into public, and then we have to have a place to store it. And that's what you're looking at, is what over time became what we call the museum now. We do give private tours in here, but primarily what this space is for is for me to work in and to store all the amazing things that we have. Now, for anyone that is concerned, that is watching us, that is new, has no idea, and you're like, you have skulls and skeletons. Absolutely, I have. I will show you here, but I don't want you to worry about it. I do have the proper license. Yes, all of it. Especially when we get over to the birds, I'll have a little quick conversation with you about that, but birds are protected. I have a special salvage permit from federal. You have one from your state, one from your federal, that allows you to do educational things with things that you have found on the road. And so those are the types of permits that I have, that I am able to salvage something that has been destroyed in one way or another, by a car, by another animal, by the life in general. I am able to then turn it into something and create education purpose. I don't sell anything. There's no selling of these. These are specifically for educational purposes, okay? So we'll move on from there. What I'm standing next to right now, and it's very hard for you to see, and it would be hard for you to see anyways. Ooh, that's a cute view. I just got my, it's so hot, you guys, I don't know what to wear. I was like, I'm not the one you're supposed to be paying attention to. Pay attention to the education, to the cool stuff. You can just listen to me. In this case, Some of the most amazing work that I have done to date, and they are bats. I was blessed with being introduced to a wonderful, amazing person named Hallie, who runs Arizona Bat Rescue. Through our affiliation of Game and Fish introduced us because they knew that would be a fantastic combination with her rescuing live bats and all the education that she has. And then someone like me who's only concentrating on the articulation, making skeletons, making bones of something, recreating. When we met each other, she was pretty much convinced I wasn't going to be able to because they are so teeny, 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 tiny. And they are. And I don't know, sometimes magic takes over your fingers when you're artistic, and I was able to. They are in frames. I'm not going to pick them up for you. You're either going to have to go to one of our events. You can scroll online, probably see something, see at least one of them that I've done. But yes, these are bat skeletons, real live bats. These are not recreations. There's no plastic. I'm not gluing much together. And another thing that you'd have to see when you come here. And then in each section that we've created in here is all the information that I have that I either take with me, signs that have information, all of the things that go to our events. So as you come around, I'm still working. These open shelves that you see aren't really open. They're actually that I have tarantulas and a snake. It's too hot, and I'm not gonna allow them to be out here. It's too hot. So if outside is 100 and whatever, 110, 106, inside here is going to be way too hot. So I have a giant hairy scorpion, I have devil scorpion, blue fainting death beetle, we have desert blonde tarantula, I have, well, of course, bandit, everybody knows. I have my snoring gopher snake bandit. Bandit primarily lives in the house, but I'm going to give her a smaller aquarium out here so when we do have guests, she can come out for a visit and has a place to go back. So that's what we're going to do with the shelving back here. So as you come around, there's different sections. So again, like I was saying, for those of you that are considering setting up a tour for your group or your school or your class, each section in here for us is just what we have for, say, this is for bats, this is for beetles, this will be for our rodents, and so on and so on. So it keeps it, for me, much more organized. Like I said, so when one event wants me to focus on something at night and another event wants me to focus on javelinas and another event says, oh no, we're doing the food chain. Okay, I can keep track of everything that I have in here and keep order to it. So that was a big thing for me, is that I can't just stick them in the house, stick it in the closet. That was disrespectful if you asked me to all of the creatures. So they needed their space. But like this is also my home, and I don't have people coming and going. Now this building, I think I said that wrong, is freestanding. It is not attached to my house. I am blessed with that, and it is up on a hill. So the views are spectacular. And that's what has given us the camera views that you guys have seen. If you have not seen our DNA playlist, you're crazy. Hundreds of videos of nothing but live action of the animals. That's what we do. Not this. We do this, and then we have cameras set up that just show you the amazing animals that are all around me. Get a drink. Yes, you drink a lot of liquid out here. Definitely drink your water. Come out to visit me in the desert, you need to drink your water. Bring water out here. I don't have a bathroom for you out here. We'll work on that. I am a nonprofit. Desert Nature Alliance is an actual nonprofit, the C3PO, whatever those numbers are. We are one of those, and you'll see it. I don't take any money for me. It all goes straight back into this. Buying frames, getting getting this stuff done, anything from getting it laminated, getting it cleaned, buying peroxide, all the things that I need to make this happen. So if you come to visit in here, if you've contacted us, you want to come for a visit, you want to video it for your class, whatever you want to do. This section, like I said, is for the bats. The things that we have things that you can actually pick up and move around. You can show. Some things we have in here that you can touch, some things that you can't. Back in here is where we keep like some of my tarantulas, and I've got actual tarantula. This is one of my favorites. I have the molting of the tarantulas that we have. So we have a pet store style tarantula, and we have a desert Sonoran tarantula. Let me see if I can turn this right. So this is kind of one of the displays that I do for where I go to the different events. So I have taken something exceptionally cool, we've put it in a frame, and then the conversation can start. If you come here, I have molts for my tarantulas that I let the guests touch, but when I'm around thousands of people, hundreds of kids, I can't do that. And so unfortunately, I don't let them touch anything, but you know, you're close enough. You're close enough. Okay? So it is things like that that we keep in here, and I'm ready for when we have any kind of event coming up. When I talk about the information that I keep with it, again, I try to keep things that I can move and take, that the kids can touch. And so this would be like the information board that would be accompanying the tarantulas that we have. And so it gives you that grouping. So if you are a teacher, you are an educator, you're just interested yourself, there's plenty of education all grouped together for you to do your project, whatever you're working on. I am, excuse me guys, I am not an expert on any of it, not even close. Don't claim to be, I am not an expert. No. What Stacy is someone who is finding these things and who happens to be in love with nature and has some kind of weird alignment with it. And my talents, my innate talents, allow me to do what I do. But I would never be able to tell you that I know everything about bats. I would definitely send you over to Arizona Bat Rescue to Dr. Hallie. I don't know. Oftentimes they've even had us at events together where she's got the live bats and then I've got the stuff that I have. And so we can show the skeletons and how tiny and all those things they are. And we're telling each other to go back and forth because, yeah, I'm not the expert, you guys. I know lots of them. I can tell you who to go talk to. When you get back in here, I've left this back section where the rattlesnake information is because a lot of people, for rattlesnakes or snakes in general, they just can't, it's just too much. So thankfully, because I don't know how to video or move all this kind of stuff, and I'm not going to, and I'm not going to edit it like that, you're not going to get to see it. This whole area has got amazing, amazing things that you get to see up close. Let me see if I can find one that I can show you. So like I said, again, this is an interactive style museum because everything that I have has to be able to travel and come back and withstand all of that. And so that's some of the I don't know, the task that I've put towards myself is how fragile, how tiny can you get, but still let it go. In a car, let people see it, let people touch it. So what am I holding on to right now? I was talking about the rattlesnakes back in the corner. Oof. I'm gonna dust it in front of you guys, but I'm in the desert and the wind has been blowing like there's no tomorrow, and I have to clean daily. I clean daily, or it'd be just a mess in here. Okay, so we're back. Okay, rattlesnakes. So I've got them in there, glued in there, clean to a point. Okay, but again, behind glass, then lots of people can see it and touch and interact and talk, or a teacher could do what I'm doing right now and be able to talk about this subject. So that was the whole goal. That's the whole goal of all of what we have in here, is to get your brain to go, whatever it's gonna take, because we see right now that education is struggling all across the board. Probably it's too much computer or not addressing other issues, but there's ways to fill in gaps, and that's what I felt like is I've seen it firsthand with the people that have been here, and I've seen it firsthand with the people that come to my tables at the events. The spark in their brain, in their eyes, in their soul, when they get to share with me, when they get to take their phone out and say, oh my God, well, I saw this, or this is by our house, or oh my God, it's amazing. There's a bridge for everybody in this educational mayhem that's happening. It's a combination of all of it, of being online, of being in around things, but then also being actually allowed to touch things. In here, I have phones you can't touch. Everything's not under glass. There are things that you're able to, that I will literally just walk over to and go, hey, here, Here, hold it. Do you want to hold it? Do you want to see it? Do you want to feel it? Do you want to touch it? And that's if you're lucky enough to get a tour in here. Now, will I do that out somewhere with hundreds? Maybe not. Depends on what I'm holding on to. But the goal is to get you excited and interested in all of it. And right now, with it being Halloween, people are talking about bones and skeletons, and it's like my time of year. Fantastic. And I'm not so weird anymore. Okay, whatever. For a month, I get to be not so weird with my bones. But the amount of education in just this, amazing. And the conversations that it sparks. And what am I actually holding? What are you holding, Stacy? This is a javelina. Javelina is a collared peccary. It is not a pig. This is not a wild boar. I've been asking everybody, I don't know how to legally get a wild boar skull. We do a lot of compare and contrast, and I'd like to keep doing that, but I have no access, so I can show people how much smaller a javelina skull is compared to a wild boar. Javelina at best is probably gonna be maybe 60 pounds, like a big dog. Okay, picture like a big dog. I have one right over here. Still putting it together. Another area that's interactive that I can talk with different guests, and we talk about where different bones and those kind of things go. But formidable. Look at the teeth. Look at the teeth. So all kinds of amazing things that when you're actually here with me that we do, or I make videos about, or you get to see the live ones in action having water around our property. And you learn about what the native wildlife goes through, who their predators are, being mislabeled. I think that's one of those things that I think people can understand now about being called something that you're not, or someone mispronouncing your name on purpose, or just missing it. And so I think javelina, that's why I have championed these guys so much. Javelina is not a pig. It is a collared peccary. It is not a wild boar. Most of us aren't eating them. They're about the size, like I said, the size of a dog. And to have someone go, oh, I can call you whatever I want to. Most of us don't like that. A lot of us struggle with their identity, how they want to be perceived, how they want to be spoken to, and what they want to be referred to as. So to dismiss an animal going, well, it's a pig. Do you get what I'm saying? No, this is not a pig. This is not a pig. And I have a whole lesson plan that I take places with me and talk to people about it. By the time they're done, they're well, this was not a pig. Kind of sort of looks like one, I guess, but when you really start looking at the pictures and stuff, not so much. So just a scratch of the surface of what we do inside the museum. You put this back, so there is interaction for those of you if you have any kind of special needs. Absolutely, I can make all kinds of things happen. To me, that's we all have special needs. I have all kinds of weird anxiety, and being as artistic as I am, I just find out that I'm just kind of different. So it's all good. Let me know if I'm coming to an event for you, that something special is required, something different is required, or you're not really sure what we can do. And same when you're coming here, let me know. Be amazed at what things we can touch or see or look at or feel or be a part of. You'd be amazed. We also have a nature walk that's below me down here, so you can just be around the birds and the natural things without having to go on some crazy long hike. Very small area in terms of hiking out here. I want to say it's maybe like a half acre or so that we put together. A very nice nature walk where more education happens. We do all kinds of crazy stuff down there. So before this video gets too long, we're already getting there. I'm gonna wrap it up. You can only really see half of the museum the way I have this video set up, which is great. I'll just tell you about a little bit of it, and then maybe you'll go through some of our old videos and look. What else is fun is to see the evolution of what I started with one little rack when I'm talking about something in this whole space. As you go around, and I have tried exceptionally hard to make sure it's wheelchair accessible, mobility accessible. Again, if I have those that come to visit, they'll let me know what I need to adjust for in here. So yeah, space is definitely something that I take into consideration. So as you cruise through, in the back is where I'm still working on the coyotes, and it'll be a whole conversation about coyote, dog, domestic dog, what a wild animal goes through, where they are in the food chain. But they're pack animals. I do have multiple coyotes back there, so it is sensitive. So on YouTube now, it's not something I really want to show. As you come around, that's where the birds are at. And again, that is something sensitive that I don't tend to glorify on screen like this. They are for educational purposes and very protected. And then we do have the salvage permit for them. For those of you, again, you're like, what does that mean? Okay, right now I'm working on a turkey vulture that I've been working on for well over a year. Of course, everything's been processed. So everybody that you see around me, it's already been, every year you have to say who you found and all that kind of stuff. I've taken at least a year off of collecting for a while because I was so far behind on my work. But right now I have a turkey vulture. It was on the freeway. The Desert Nature Alliance we've adopted part of the highway as a cleanup over by Silly Mountain. In part because we live over here, it's a favorite area, but we also had started to see downed owls or larger birds in that area. So happens, get a call, and yes, it's already past turkey vulture. And so then it takes a long time to be safe and all that, and froze for like a year, and then worked a long time. So that's something I've been working on diligently and patiently, and can't wait to show you guys, because the amount of education in it is remarkable. To get to see a turkey vulture's bones and chest and how amazingly strong they are, because they glide the heat thermals in the air. They don't really, they flap, of course they do, and they can get themselves up off the ground, which is amazing. Something bats don't really like to do. They like to drop from their feet and go. So tons of compare and contrast. You get me going, and I can just keep telling you about all the different animals. The one I'm working on and just finishing up for this season is Who Ate Who, and it's the whole food chain. Okay, so if you're a rabbit, what do you eat? And who eats the rabbit? And who eats the roadrunner? And who eats the coyote? And who eats who? And do you eat a coyote? And do you eat a roadrunner? And what do the roadrunners eat? Roadrunners, I absolutely love. You'll see a lot of them on our channel. We have a few that live around here, and I crack up at how people are so surprised how mean a roadrunner is. Roadrunners are predators. They will stalk their prey, and then when they get it, they just beat it against something else. Nature's amazing. So well over time, gotta stop for today. Please put a shout out, thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. You know it helps the channel. We're not monetized. We're a little channel. What our aim is for you to take those videos and use them as much as you can, or get a hold of us, and we will help you out in the education as best we can. So I'll try to make a video soon. It's already too hot. Maybe a little bit more about the birds, but scroll back, look at some of our older videos, go to Instagram, YouTube, all that kind of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So have a great day, you guys. Thank you for spending so much time with me. Can't wait to share more. Talk to you soon. Bye.